Just a little harmony moment today about where our thoughts rest. Have you ever noticed how your mind can settle on what's wrong and just stay there? Let's just pause for a moment and notice where our thoughts have been resting. You know how easy it is to go back over things? What didn't go right? Something you wished you had done better? Something that's still not settled? And before you even realize it, your mind just lingers there. I've had to learn I don't have to stay there, and I understand, because there have been times in my life where I've had to really work at redirecting my thoughts. God actually gives us direction in Philippians 4:8. He tells us what to think on, what is true, right, good, lovely, not because everything in life feels good, but because where we let our thoughts rest really matters. This is something I've learned a while ago, and it's always stuck with me. Dr. Carolyn Leaf explains it this way. She says, our thoughts are kind of like little trees growing in our minds. And the thoughts we keep going back to, those are the ones that grow. The good, healthy ones, they grow strong. But the ones we keep replaying, those grow too. Just not in a good way. So let me ask you something. If you keep thinking the same thought over and over, what do you think happens to it over time? It grows. And Paul says something that really helps make sense of this. In Romans 8:6, he says, to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And when I first read that, I had to slow it down a bit, because carnally minded, that's really just when my thoughts stay wrapped up in what I feel, what I see, what's going wrong. It's when I'm reacting, trying to fix everything, trying to hold it all together. It's when my thoughts are full of fear, frustration, or just trying to figure everything out on my own. And it's not just bad thinking, it's the place where your mind gets stuck. Going over the same problem, replaying what hurt, trying to figure it all out on my own. And Paul says that leads to death. Not physically, but you can feel it. It feels heavy, anxious, disconnected, like there's no peace. But then he shows us another way. To be spiritually minded is just learning to turn your thoughts in a different direction. It's bringing them back to what's true, not just what I feel. It's remembering who God is, even when things don't make sense. It's choosing to trust instead of react. It's catching my thoughts, just noticing those thoughts, and bringing them back under the obedience of Christ. And I love this part. It's not about doing this perfectly. It's just about the direction I'm going. And when you start doing that, you can feel it. Things start to feel a little lighter, a little more hopeful. That's the life he's talking about. And there's that calm that comes in. It settles your heart. That's the peace. And even a quiet kind of joy, not because everything is perfect, but because something inside of you has settled. Not because everything around you changed, but because something inside you did. So this isn't just about thinking good thoughts. It's the difference between trying to carry everything on my own or letting our thoughts come back to God. One feels heavy, tangled, draining. The other feels steady, peaceful, and life-giving. And even back in the Old Testament, God says, I've set before you life and death, so choose life. And sometimes choosing life just looks like choosing where you let your thoughts go. Because when I stay focused on what's wrong, I can feel it. My heart gets tight, my peace starts to slip. But when I gently shift even just a little and start looking for what is good, something changes. Peace starts to come back, not because everything around me changed, but because where my mind had been resting changed. So today, just try this one thing. When your mind starts to settle on what's wrong, pause and replace it with one thing you know that is true about God or what is good and right in your situation. And you know, sometimes we think the answer is going to come from fixing the problem in front of us, but it just might be in shifting what we're thinking about.